if you grew up with that, like, so there's like
Right.
shit you said when you're 14 or 15 or 16.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah.
even the piece, like, you know, that stuff, like the article, all of that kind of stuff. You can even, I mean, one of the big things we have to do is allow people to evolve and just say, you know,
Yeah.
that was shit poetry. Well, I'm still horrible. I'm worse at poetry now, but like that was embarrassing that I would be publishing.
I
shit
think
poetry.
that these people that attack, almost all of them are leftists. And I think leftism is a religion, just like being a Christian is a religion, in that there's like a way that you approach it. Mark Andreessen says it best. He was describing that it has all of the attributes of a cult. And I think people have a default system in their mind, we all do, that we fall into, that gives us like a religious-like adherence to some ideas. And the thing that this cult is lacking, which is paramount to Christianity, is forgiveness. There's no road to redemption. Everyone is ostracized and kicked out. And what you wind up doing is you wind up cannibalizing your own thing. You can never be left enough. There's always crazy people that are like far to the end of it. And every ideological group gets defined by its most extreme members. That's why when people think about like far right people, who do you think are the worst people? You think of like people who want war, warmongers, assholes, you know, stupid people, uneducated. That's what people think of when they think of like the worst. They think of like white nationalists. That's what they think of when they think of far right. So you can kind of like, you flavor everything else in the group by the worst members of the group. And if you don't have forgiveness in your religion, like you have a fucking terrible religion. If you don't have a path to redemption and you want extreme adherence to dogma, even if whatever this idea with this ideology that you're pushing is like clearly destructive to a bunch of humans. That's what they're dealing with. It's like people fall into thought patterns, man. That most people are too busy to formalize their own opinions, so they develop opinions that sort of merge with the people that they're in touch with all the time. And if you get stuck in one of those fucking woke hives, like you're basically surrounded by mentally ill people that are preaching an illogical version of the world that no one believes could ever exist.
I hope there will be left-wing leaders that emerge that kind of shed that.
I think they will have to, just by virtue of their survival. I think the woke thing is so widely rejected now. And when I say the woke thing, I mean this what Elon calls the mind virus. The crazy aspect of it, like your kid knows it's trans when it's 2. That kind of shit. Like the people that are just far off the rails. That's going to die off. It's just too nutty, and it doesn't make any sense, and it's ultimately destructive to a lot of different groups of people, and it's not fair. It's like the trans women in sports thing is the most unfair aspect of it. That one's so crazy, and when you see people argue for it, and inclusivity, and all this, like you're out of your fucking mind. Like you're out of your mind. And the inability to discern who's a pervert and who's actually trans, like the impossible nature, and then just green lighting perverts to do whatever they want.
And that, you know, my concern is I do think the wokeism is either dying or dead. My concern is those folks who are now looking for a new religion. There's people like that on the right. I think they're mostly rejected.
No, there's a lot of people like that on the right. The right has a woke right. They have an attacking woke fucking. They